I spent $4,000 on parts to upgrade the transmission with my Subaru WRX.
And I spent $12,000 on parts to upgrade the transmission in my Subaru WRX.
Does more expensive mean more better?
Let's find out.
In case you don't remember, we bought two nearly identical Subaru WRXs and upgraded them to be fun daily drivers as well as cars you can take to the track.
Until we couldn't.
Look, man, all right, come on. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Guess what just happened? If you watched that episode, you would know that Subaru made really weak transmissions, mainly because they have to package an all-wheel drive system in such a small economy car. That creates weak gears, so when you add more power, they tend to blow up.
Yeah, and we've blown 3 of them up.
Yeah, at least they're consistent, right?
Yeah, pretty consistent. So consistent that we decided we needed to do something about it. So that brings us to today.
So in true low-car fashion, we're actually looking to save as much money as possible, so we're actually going to fix the old 5-speed. But we did upgrade. We got helical cut dog gears. They're way stronger with no synchro.
I see that.
We're only replacing 3rd and 4th gear in the components that interact with it. Everything else is bone stock. So here's the stock 3rd gear.
Was 3rd gear.
Was 3rd gear.
That doesn't have nothing left.
What's left of 3rd gear. And then here's the new one.
Oh, yeah.
Big difference.
It's hard to tell since none of the gears are left on this.
That's true, but here's 4th gear. So here's one that didn't break as much that we're upgrading as well, and you can just tell the difference.
Yeah.
This is made out of a tougher material, and it should be able to handle more power more consistently, unlike this.
Yeah, those tiny little teeth. I hate tiny teeth.
Yeah, but it's going to make it way more harsh on the street.
That's okay, it's a race car, right?
Well, it's supposed to be both.
Whatever, you'll get it, you'll figure it out. All right, now let's go look at my part.
Shame if I break this immediately.
Okay, Justin, you might have gotten some nice new parts for once, and I got some nice used parts.
Yeah, this isn't clean enough for a
That's
high
right.
car.
Well, but it's nice enough. We've spent as much money as possible, and we have gotten an entire STI 6-speed swap for high WRX. And not only does it have one more speed,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna make me way faster than you guys, but it's a lot stronger. But you don't just need to buy the transmission, you gotta buy all the kind of peripherals, the drive shaft, the diff. We've also got a new clutch and flywheel, axles, our shifter and linkage, and a button so we can modulate the amount of power going to the rear or to the front, which is
Always
also gonna be
wanted one of
super
those.
fun. These are really nice parts. We spent $12,000 on all this, which is pretty crazy. But the big thing about this is that install should be painless. All I gotta do is take out all the old stuff and just throw in the new stuff. How hard could it be?
It should be pretty simple. I've
Yeah.
done something like this before in my personal
Yeah,
car. so
I don't have to touch any gears, man.
That is very true.
I'm gonna take my time.
It's not as hard as you
Take
think.
my sweet, sweet time. The first thing I'm going to work on is getting the rest of the stock stuff out of high cars, so that pretty much means the rear diff and the axles. And then from there, we'll pretty much be ready to start putting stuff back in. 2 nuts. I could have landed on my toe. With our axles popped, I'm going to use my approved official work stand here, which is clearly a trash can with plywood on it, and lower the car basically until the diff just rests on this. Then I'll pop out the last bolt, and we should be able to pick the car up and leave the diff behind. Now the full weight of the car is supported by the trash can. It's very safe, trust me. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Voila, the old diff. And it's okay, I mean, it hasn't blown up yet, but it's certainly, you know, not meant to hold as much power as we're putting down, and it's an open diff, which isn't great for handling, and it's definitely not great for fun. Before we put our new transmission in, we've got to install a new clutch and flywheel that match up with the STI transmission. So it's very similar to what we had in the car. We had an ACT, and we are reinstalling an ACT. But you got to change them because of the different transmission. And in doing so, we're actually going to get some increased holding capacity, almost 600 foot-pounds of torque on the new clutch and flywheel setup, which is pretty good. These are very sturdy, they've got great holding capacity, and they feel really good on the pedal. So that's all exciting. And we're almost ready for the transmission. We're moving right along.
My name is Jimmy Spunts, and I'm the WD-40 brand specialist at Donut. Now to make quality content, everything's got to be smooth, so it's my job to prep the set. Gets it all nice and loose. those puppies be looking smooth. What are my go-to products? I love the no drip, no mess formula of the Specialist Gel Lube. For the boys' power tools, I love the Specialist Dry Lube. Then there's a silicone spray. That works on rubber, plastic, metal, and more. I especially love the white lithium grease for gears and easy pods for greasy messes in the shop. The whole WD-40 Specialist line in general allows me to quickly and easily grab the right product for the right job.
Hey, can I get some? Thank you.
My name is Jimmy Spunts. I'm Donut's WD-40 brand specialist. If you want to become a specialist like me, visit WD-40.com or click the link below to learn more about amazing specialist line. Are we done here? We're done? Okay. Does anyone need WD-40? Anyone?
While Hi Team and Zach Joe just plug and play OEM parts, I have this 10,000 piece puzzle of engineering mess to put back together. So instead of me trying to figure it out on my own, we hired a professional. This is Ron, professional transmission builder. He knows what he's doing. I do not. I don't even know where to start.
Start assembling. I'll walk you through it.
Okay.
We're gonna assemble some shafts.
All right, cool. So this is the shaft, the input shaft.
That's the input shaft that's gonna hold third and fourth.
And then the upgraded gears are gonna go on top of this.
Correct.
All right, cool. Well, seems simple. I doubt it is. Is this even the right way?
The other way. There you go.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
This assembly will only go on one way. See, it's really hard to mess that up. So,
Really hard, huh?
Yeah.
Like that. So your spin's clean. And then this one, or drop.
Gotta get it real straight. Sometimes you have to press them.
All right, that's lube. That's a lot. Maybe more? Should I do some more on this side?
No, you're fine.
That's good. All right, cool. I'm so unsure.
A little bit of a technique with this one.
Oh, that's an aggressive technique. All right, fifth gear sliding on. How does it lock in?
The other way.
Oh, really? Oh. Oops. Oops.
Critical error right there. Transmission
Oops.
explodes.
Oops. So in theory, all of our woes of a weak third gear and fourth gear are now behind us. I say in theory because we're now running a hybrid dog / synchro setup. And I don't think anyone's done this before. Also, these parts are no longer available. These were made like 20 years ago. These are the last ones on the shelf. So let's see what happens. Stop this man, stop this man.
This reminds me of home. Sleep like a baby on an exhaust. That's our transmission jack. Don't make fun of me. So obviously we're changing this transmission to the STI 6-speed, mostly for the strength of it so that we don't blow up any more gears. But we are getting an added benefit that I wanted to take a second to talk about. And that is that the STI transmission is a 6-speed. The top speed on the STI 6 and the original 5-speed is very similar, but the big difference is that each gear gets to be a little bit shorter. So first gear is shorter, second gear is shorter, third gear is shorter than the 5-speed components, which is really nice for a turbo car, especially on track, because it means you get to stay up in the power band. You know, say you're going around a corner and you have to downshift one gear. Now in the 5-speed, that might drop you enough RPMs to get you out of boost, but in the 6-speed, it won't drop you quite as many RPMs, so you might stay in boost or at least closer to it so you can power out a little bit quicker. It'll make you quicker around the track. So that is another way that high car is gonna be faster than low car. 6 is better than 5. Okay?
You get anything in there? Too many dudes down here?
Too many cooks. Yeah, many hands make light work, but it's tough to get them all in the same kitchen. Oh, there you go. There it is. The transmission is officially in, bolted in place, so now it's time for things like the diff, the rear axles, and the drive shaft. Slapped it right in. Took like maybe 10 minutes of pushing on it, which is not bad. I'm at cruising altitude right now. You guys got so much stuff to do. You have a billion parts on the table over there. And I just got to like install a diff.
That's what happens.
I love it. I can get used to this. Just a little bit of grease on the splines to help the medicine go down. And then I'm gonna hang them in the hubs, dangle them, get my trash can back, get the diff on there, pop these into the diff, and then put it all up together. Wow. Now where's my trash can? The tool befitting the project. Oh God.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Got our rear diff and our axles installed, so now it's time to connect the two with this drive shaft. God, this is uncomfortable. Time to put the downpipe in. Like and glove. Now I'm gonna start installing the front axles. Let's chuck this thing in there. Some clever editing and, you know.
Set that so they can't spread apart. Hang on to that inner.
Yeah, I did
Hang on to that inner race.
exactly what you said not to do. After we pressed on the 3/4 counter gear, you want to check all your tolerances. With transmissions, you kind of want a little bit of backlash or play because if everything's contacting each other, it's not going to work properly. It's just going to bind up. So while we were checking that, we found out that second gear is touching our counter gear, and that's not good. We keep running into these problems because we're mixing aftermarket parts with OEM parts. So now we have to undo all of this to make sure we can get the correct tolerances. We might have to maybe shave some tolerance into it. I wouldn't have known any of this stuff. If I didn't have an expert here, all of these gears would have been shredded immediately as soon as we tried to drive the car. It really takes a lot of know-how to get this stuff to work properly, especially when you're trying to save a buck in hybrid system aftermarket parts with OEM parts. Here we go again.
There's nothing I can take off on here. I mean, we could technically trim off the backside of the teeth a little bit, and it wouldn't interfere.
No, God, please, no! You know, it's at this point when you're grinding away at your $2,500 gears to fit inside of your stock transmission, you might have messed up somewhere. This is when you know that. At least there's a pro doing it. I don't know.
The next bit of kit we're gonna install in Hicar is this. This is from iWire, and it's called their DCCD controller. DCCD stands for Driver Controlled Center Diff. And that's a pretty cool benefit of doing the 6-speed STI swap, is that it's got a center diff that you can control. And it's super easy. This is gonna be a plug and play kit. And basically how it works, in auto mode, it sends roughly 65% of the power to the rear and 35% to the front. And it has this, it's an accelerometer that mounts in the car that's kind of monitoring what you're doing and how the car is moving, and it'll automatically send power front or rear based on what it sees. But you can also click a button and then turn a knob and lock up that center diff. So normally it's sending 65% to the rear, 35% to the front, and that's not always what you want. Sometimes you're gonna want closer to a 50-50 split. So as you crank this knob, you get closer until you actually hit that 50-50 split. So you can lock up the center diff, send equal power front and rear, and really rip. So it should make this thing super fun on track. I'm gonna install the button and knob right here in these two blanks, and I think it should be pretty easy. We gotta throw some wires around the car, we gotta mount a few things. Let's do it.
Getting rid of the poverty cubes?
No, I'm using them.
Oh.
I'm putting buttons in them.
Oh, you're gonna drill them open? Oh, that's even cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to chop a bunch of this off though.
Yeah. You hear that?
Let's start with these.
You hear that noise?
You cutting a new gear, or
Yeah.
what do you mean?
He's grinding them down. There wasn't enough tolerance.
Is that normal?
Yeah. Well, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, clearly. Well, best of lucks. A fun little task. What's the best tool? Okay, we're just gonna eyeball it, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty centered, right? Ooh, yeah, baby. No drama whatsoever. We've got a on-off button and a knob for cranking up the front wheel drive power. Let's pop these in.
Sounds way better. It's not touching. All right, this is the sound you want to hear. You want to hear a little bit of wiggle. If it's not making any noise, that means everything's touching each other, and that's just going to generate heat and create a lot of bad problems. So we're good. We're good to move on.
that is completed.
Beautiful.
Nice job.
Time for step 2.
Now we're gonna assemble.
And then we close it up.
Yes.
We're all lubed up, Coach.
All moved up and ready to go.
You hear all that? It's not supposed to bind up like that. It's just not supposed to do that. What we need to do is get rid of that interference that we're currently getting so that all this works together well.
Not hyped about it?
I'm not hyped about any of that. It's not really a thing I like to do, but it is what it is. We have to make it run. This is something I would never do on my own, and seemingly the low car way. Sketchy.
Our man Ron here chiseled away at a bit of the teeth on these new gears, and now we have no interference.
Just a little clearance.
It's a little bit of clearancing. It'll work good enough. It'll work for a little while. All right, the moment is here. We're finally going to put the 2 case halves together. All the intricate, important, really specific stuff is within inside these 2 housings. So we're kind of going at an angle and then come straight down. How do we know if I did that right? All right, the last thing we need to do is add our transmission case bracings. What these do is they stiffen up the transmission case so that it doesn't flex, which would cause our gears to interact with each other the way we don't want them to. Some people say that's a myth. We're gonna take what we can get here. 250 bucks, low car, why not? Let's do it. Time to put the intermediate housing on.
Holy smokes.
There we
An
go.
awful lot like a transmission.
Right?
Wow.
This baby is the center diff, and all we have to do is feed it back in its mommy. Reverse birth. There we go. This is it. The last piece to this freaking transmission that has caused me 2 days of heartache and headache. It even stressed out the professional.
Too much stress. Don't ever buy aftermarket gears. Don't do it. Don't do it.
They finally got the transmission together, which is a huge step, and all it took was grinding down a bunch of the gears. Hope everything works out.
Grinding gears and shedding tears.
We're getting pretty close. All the parts are in high car. I'm just tightening up the exhaust, and then it's time to put fluid in the diff and the transmission. Meanwhile, Justin over there hasn't left the table. He hasn't even started working on the car. Yeah, you gonna have that thing in the car today, or?
Yeah, actually.
Really?
Actually, yeah. It'll be in the car today, and we'll probably be running right behind you. Right behind you. Yeah.
Way behind me, really.
No.
I'm gonna leave you in the dust, dude.
No.
This thing's gonna be so fast.
You
I'm gonna
took
do
your-
a donut around you.
Yeah, you can do that now.
Sorry, I just don't normally get time to talk, so I just wanted to try it out.
It's okay, buddy. It's about time.
So. Joby. Yeah. I'm trying out for NASCAR. Oh, that'd be fun. For fastest wheel install. Wait, bad start. No, I was just figured, I wanted to see if you were ready, Shut up. Okay, the moment is upon us. I think everything's done, so it's time to try to start it. Hasn't been started in a while, so there's plenty of reasons that it could not start. But cross the fingers, hope to die. Hey. Woo, baby! For the first time ever, 6th gear.
Brakes sound terrible.
Thank you. So is my engine. Smooth! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Ooh, baby. We'll be Subaruing it up in no time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I felt it slip right in.
Nice job, Justin.
Car loves me.
Time to fill her up. Woo, final touch is done. Let's see if all this work and time has been worth it. See if the car even starts. Woo, boy. All right, first gear. Good? Good? This is second gear. All right, moment of truth. Third gear. Woo! Good? Good? Hey! All right, one more. We did replace fourth. There we go. And that is the dog gear with no synchro. It's gonna make that loud clicking noise every time. But everything seems to be working. So let's go catch up with Job on the mountain.
Yo, what took you so long? I've been up here for 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah,
No.
I had to eat grass and weeds.
No.
All
This
right,
is
dog,
low.
how are your dog gears?
I don't know. Listen to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of a race car sound.
A little bit race car. It doesn't feel race car,
Yeah,
but
does it feel bad? Like, does it feel weird?
it's a big thunk. And I was just
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, am I shifting this right? So what do you think so far?
Good. Well, it's driving.
Yeah.
You know, there was a moment a couple days ago where I wasn't sure if this was gonna happen.
When we had to disassemble everything again.
Yeah, and start grinding gears.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, luckily, our professional
Yeah, Ron
is
knocked
exactly
it out of the park.
Yeah, yes. I'm just not happy about how much money we spent. $4,000 on just 2 gears. And
That's
then-
insane.
Right? We didn't get a new clutch. We didn't get new axles. We didn't get limited slips.
It's a strange feeling like I made the smart play.
Yeah, right?
Okay, yeah, I feel it. You know, a little notch going into gear.
Right. The downshift is
yep.
tricky.
Yeah, so I suppose you got to be rev matching. Well, hey, overall, I got to say, you did a good job.
Thank you.
The car drives well. It feels like it should.
It does.
You did save money.
I did.
You did hopefully make it so that this transmission isn't going to let any gears loose in the future. And, you know, while this does feel good, I got to tell you, I think High Car feels even better.
Yeah.
It feels great.
It stays in the power band.
Yeah, exactly. The gearing is so much better. It's perfect for the canyons, so I expect it'll be great on track as well. You're always in boost. And
Yeah. Because
right.
that was the problem with this car.
Exactly.
Is it would fall
You
out
drop
of
out,
boost.
and then it's just like, ah!
Yeah.
But now you're always in the ah. And
That's
it's
the mode
great.
you want to be in.
Exactly.
And the best part is it's all OEM.
Exactly. I don't have any concerns.
Oh,
This
wow.
is just in here, and I like trust that it's gonna work. I'm not worried. Where like I bet you're paying a little bit more attention to every sound, every feeling.
Quite literally, yes.
Yeah. So while it is kind of crazy that this costs $12,000, basically 3 times what you guys spent,
Right.
but it seems like it's sort of the price you got to pay if you want to make a bunch of power on this platform without exploding gears.
Dude, that feels so much
I
better.
know, and it's so smooth. And apart from the shifting and the gear ratios and everything, the limited slip dips, it's awesome. This car used to understeer a lot worse and a lot easier, and now it feels super gripped up. It feels like you want it to feel.
Right.
And we've got control of the center diff.
Yeah.
So I got this knob over here. Once we take it to the track, getting to dial that in will surely save seconds.
Yeah, it will.
If not minutes
Yeah.
off my lap time. It's really the transmission it seems like this thing was meant to have.
It really does, but that's why you buy the STI.
That's true. But we didn't, so now we had to do this.
What a good transmission.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, we did it. Both cars are back on the road and they've got stronger transmissions that will hopefully not explode.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And for once, in the history of high-low, there is a clear winner, and I think it's Hi-Car.
It is, it
Yeah.
really is.
While we did have to spend more money to do it, I think it's the better upgrade.
And Low Car is pretty much back in the same spot.
Yeah, just a little stronger. It's like it worked out.
Yeah.
But this got a bunch of plastic surgery. This is all different.
Yeah,
And
this
it
is a
feels
monster.
way better. I hope you guys enjoyed watching us do it. Leave a comment below to let us know what you want to see us do next. And like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.
Check out our merch, check out Zoomies. Y'all, have a good one.
Bye.